Good day, everyone. I am Jerlyn Agipo, and this is the continuation of our report in Chapter 13. And my assigned topic is all about graft and corruption in the Philippine capital markets. What is graft and corruption in the Philippine capital markets? Graft and corruption in the Philippine capital market refer to the dishonest or illegal act done by government officials, market regulators, or private individuals to gain personal benefit while handling financial activities like stocks, bonds, or investment. In simple terms, it means using power, position, or influence for personal gain instead of promoting fairness and transparency in the market. In Philippine capital markets and events, the text explains how global events, especially the Russia-Ukraine war, affect the Philippine capital market. Philippine capital markets and global event, first is investor sentiment and risk aversion. In times of global market volatility, investors often turn cautious and adopt a risk-averse approach. This sentiment can affect capital flows into emerging markets like the Philippines, impacting stock markets, currency exchange rates, and bond yields. When global markets become unstable, investors become careful or risk-averse. They tend to pull out investment from countries like the Philippines, affecting stock prices, exchange rates, and bond yields. Second is commodity price movements. The conflict may affect global commodity prices, including oil and gas. Changes in these prices can have repercussions for the Philippine economy. As it is an importer of oil and gas, higher energy costs can impact overall inflation levels, consumer spending, and corporate profitability. Commodity price movements, the war affect prices of global goods like oil and gas. Since the Philippines imports oil, rising prices increase inflation and business costs. Last is the foreign direct investment or FDI flows. Heightened geopolitical tensions can cause foreign investors to resist their investment strategies and allocate capital to more stable regions. This may lead to a slowdown in foreign direct investment in the Philippines and impact economic growth prospects. See foreign direct investment or FDI flows. Because of uncertainty, foreign investors move their money to safer countries. This reduces investment and slows economic growth in the Philippines. What is vulnerable sectors in the Philippine capital market? Vulnerable sectors in capital market are the part of the economy or industries that are easily affected by corruption, market manipulation, or external economic changes. These sectors often face higher risk because of weak regulation, dependence on imports, or political influence. There are types of vulnerable sectors in Philippine capital market. First is energy sector, dependence on imported oil and gas. Energy sector, the Philippines depends on imported oil and gas. Any increase in global prices affect electricity and fuel costs. Second is agriculture and food, affected by global commodity prices and stability. Agriculture and food, changes in global food prices can raise the cost of agricultural products in the country. Is tourism and hospitality, sensitive to global travel and political tensions. Tourism and hospitality, fewer tourists visit the Philippines during global conflicts or crises. Fourth is currency exchange rates, volatile due to geopolitical issues. Currency exchange rates, the peso value changes due to global market uncertainty. Fifth is financial services, indirect impact from global uncertainties. Financial services, banks and investors are affected when interest rates and global investments confidence changes. Is infrastructure and constructions delays or project cancellations. So infrastructure and construction, big project may be delayed if foreign investors back out. So next is technology and electronics, supply chain disruption. So in technology and electronics, take manufacturing slowdowns when global supply chain are disrupted. So next is real estate and property development reduce investments. So in real estate and property development, when there is economic uncertainty or low investor confidence, real estate projects slow down. Is transportation and logistics, increased cost due to global supply disruption. So in transportation and logistics, global conflict or high fuel prices make transportation more expensive and cause delays in shipping. So next is manufacturing and industrial production, a supply chain problem. So in manufacturing and industrial production, factories that rely on imported materials may face problems when supplies are delayed. So next is mining and natural resources, affected by commodity price fluctuations. So in mining and natural resources, the prices of metals and other raw materials can change quickly due to global market instability. Next is healthcare and pharmaceutical pricing and supply chain challenges. So in healthcare and pharmaceuticals, the healthcare industry faces problems when medicines or medical supplies are delayed due to global issues. So next is consumer goods and retail, changes in spending behavior. Consumer goods and retail, when people worry about the economy, they spend less money on products. And last is insurance and risk management adjustment in premiums and policies. So, in insurance and risk management, higher global risk can increase insurance costs and change coverage policies. So, in short, these sectors are vulnerable because they are easily influenced by corruption or economic instability, which can hurt the capital markets, fairness, and investors' trust. So next is addressing graft and corruption in the Philippine capital market. So in addressing graft and corruption in the Philippine capital market means taking steps to promote transparency, accountability, and fairness in financial transactions and government regulation. First is significance of graft and corruption. Erodes investors' confidence, reduces economic growth and job creation, leads to inequality and instability, challenges forced by regulatory bodies, limited resources, collision between market participants and regulators. Current landscape, persistent illicit activities such as insider trading and fraud, need to stronger enforcement and monitoring mechanism, strategies to combat corruption, strengthening regulatory oversight, promote transparency and accountability, enhance ethics, education and awareness, and last is adopt international best practices. So next is types of graft and corruption in the capital markets. So the types of graft and corruption in capital markets encompass a range of licensed activities. These include insider trading, market manipulation, front-running bribery, and kickbacks, regulatory capture, false financial reporting, embezzlement, inadequate due diligence, conflicts of interest, interference or by politicality exposed persons, unregistered investment schemes, money laundering, non-disclosure of conflicts, cybersecurity breaches, regulatory arbitrage, and ownership structures. To, to counter these threats, a comprehensive strategy involving regulatory, market participants, and the legal framework in imperative. So, this is the types of graft and corruption in capital markets. First is insider trading. Refers to trading based on non-public information. Second is market manipulation. Refers to artificially inflating or deflating prices. Third is front-running, using client orders for personal gains. Next is bribery and kickbacks. Refers to offering gift for favorable treatment. Next is regulatory capture. Refers to regulators influenced by institutions. Next is false financial reporting. Refers to misleading financial statements. And next is embezzlement and misappropriations, thief or misuse of funds. Next is conflict of interest. Refers to personal interest affect decisions. And next is unregistered investment schemes or refers to fraudulent unregistered offers. Next is money laundering. Refers to concealing illicit funds through markets. So next is non-disclosure of conflicts. Refers to hiding personal benefits. Next is cybersecurity breaches. Refers to unauthorized data manipulation. Next is regulatory arbitrage. Refers to exploiting loopholes. Next is opaque ownership structures. Refers to canceling through ownership. Last is market interference by politically exposed persons. So that's all for my part. Thank you.